Herbert Rosenbluth, Fire Controlman, second class. I think we stopped at Eniwetok for a day, and up to Saipan. On mission, we were pretty far up close, and we were to fire at shore batteries and whatever. Oh, you could see very clearly people on the beach, on the the people on shore there. They have spotters on the shore, and the spotter would tell us where to fire. He'd tell us to, because we couldn't see the target, but the spotter would tell us. And if we fired and it was off, he'd tell us to adjust to fire so much further or less further, something like that. We were credited with blowing up an ammunition dump. And I think it was an ammunition dump and a fuel dump. They gave us credit for that. And also we were firing star shells too, when they wanted us to fire star shells to supposedly keep the enemy awake. We kept them awake, and it prevented them from having coming on with an attack that we could see, that the people on shore could see. I don't recall accompanying the landing at Saipan. I believe they had landed. There were places that we were there and we accompanied the landing, and others we didn't. Shore spotters, they would tell us we had hit, or we have to make an adjustment to hit, because there was nothing that we could see. It wasn't like shooting at a ship that was moving, because that was basically what the computer did. You couldn't compute really if it's something you couldn't see. If we left there to go to Guam, it was pretty much the same as all three, Saipan, Guam, Tinian, thing that we were over there just firing guns. Mainly the main battery guns, possibly the 40 millimeters, but I don't think we did much with the 40 millimeters. 20 millimeters, no. 20 millimeters were used against air traffic. Our code name for the Marianas was Carrot, because it's hard for the Japanese to say. We're firing main battery. Oh, as long as we were firing guns, as long as they wanted us to fire at targets, it would vary. It'd be that sort of kind of on and off, not necessarily continuous. And after Guam, they came back to Tinian. What I had to do was I worked in the plotting room. All the guns, the 5-inch guns, there were 5 of them on board. They were all controlled from the plotting room. And you had the computer, I mentioned the computer, and you put the problem into the computer, and when I say the problem, you entered all the variables, or some of them are entered automatically, like ship speed is automatic. Ship speed is automatic. Wind speed, we got that from something on board. We got other things from the gyro compass, and that came in automatic. The only thing you had to estimate was the enemy's distance and his course, the course he was on. You had to estimate that. The distance to the no, I shouldn't say that you had to estimate. You did estimate it, or the rangefinder operator used to give you that. You entered all these things into the computer. The computer was as big as a big gas range. And you entered all that, and you put on the timing motor. and the timing motor would develop. The enemy ship would be getting closer to you or further away, depending on which way he was heading, and it was sending the signal out to the guns. The guns were positioning themselves, either the pointing and the training. In other words, the going this way or that way was being calculated, and it went out to the guns. And there were servo motors that would pick up the signal, and they would be sending it to the drive. It was a General Motors drive, and the movement of the drive canceled out the signal. So if the signal stopped, it stopped at that point. And then the other things you had to do, you had to bore sight the guns to make sure they were accurate. And you did that periodically. You had to be, the ship had to be at rest, and we weren't at any docking period really, but sometimes you'd be an anchor, and if the sea was calm enough, or the anchorage, because you weren't out in the middle of the ocean, the anchorage was calm enough, you could, because you had to have a level and a vertical, a horizontal and a vertical to bore sight the guns, and you had to keep the equipment running. You had to make sure that all the controls were in order, and that was pretty much the upkeep of the equipment.